Farmer John is a staple in the marketplace. We've been a family favorite and trusted brand for nearly 80 years.
Consumer affinity for the Farmer John brand is uniquely strong, and there's really a deep emotional connection between the brand and consumers overall.
Our long-term partnerships with local organizations like the Los Angeles Dodgers have helped form the foundation of our brand loyalty and brand awareness.
Another thing that makes the Farmer John brand distinctive is its broad appeal. The brand really crosses demographic boundaries like income, ethnicity, and gender.
You know, there are many regional brands competing across markets throughout the U.S., but few of these brands dominate the categories that they compete in like Farmer John. Our national brand competitors focus on carving out niche positions in single product categories. But at Farmer John, we've been successful in competing across multiple product categories. While this is somewhat unique to the further processed meat industry, this is a clear indicator that the Farmer John brand is extremely strong.
Things like reliability, trust, comfort, and quality are what Farmer John's come to stand for over its 78-year history. Making a change to a brand mark and a legacy like that is something to take very seriously.
In the last 80 years, we've only had 3 significant changes to our brand mark and logo design.
Consumer feedback revealed that the brand mark was starting to feel a little outdated and wasn't necessarily conveying what people felt for the brand. The existing logo was also seen as overly complex. Certain aspects of it resonated well with consumers, like the farmer, the fonts, and the colors, but other aspects seemed to fall short, like the lengthy tagline and the complicated farm scene. Our challenge in refreshing the Farmer John logo was to accomplish 2 goals simultaneously. The first was to stay relevant and recognizable to our core consumer franchise, and our second was to contemporize our look and feel to set the stage for future growth. The process began with a 2-pronged approach. The first step was to select the Dupuy Group as our design partner.
When you're looking at a brand from a heritage standpoint, how do you extract what really matters from the beginning of the brand and moving forward, and what to keep, what to leverage, what to discard?
We then commissioned consumer research to deeply understand consumer perceptions to our brand and brand mark.
So as we got into identifying what those equities were that would be timeless and that we wanted to retain, then we started looking forward into packaging, and that's really where the rubber meets the road for a brand such as this, because the packaging is the tip of the spear. It's the only contact point in your marketing toolbox that reaches every consumer.
In one exercise, consumers were asked to select photos that best represented the Farmer John brand from a grouping of hundreds of photos. Several common themes emerged. The first was one of human touch, the notion that Farmer John products still have an element of craftsmanship, they're handmade. Another theme was Americana, that Farmer John seemed to remind consumers of simpler times, of comfort, and even nostalgia. In another exercise, we asked consumers to draw the first Farmer John package that came to mind. We quickly discovered how important the farmer himself was going to be in the overall development of the new brand mark.
The key findings were pretty resounding. Red, white, those 2 colors in association with the strength of the brand and its recognition were pretty unanimous. Black as an accent was also important.
The farmer came to symbolize our brand values overall, and he became even more important to our large contingent of non-English speaking consumers who may rely more heavily on icons when shopping.
Well, the one thing we realized is there's really 3 core aesthetics to this new brand. You have the typographic style, which of course is almost everything. It carries the very meaning of the brand through shape and form, and of course the name Farmer John. The second aesthetic is the execution of any art, whether it's the farmer or any scenery or anything that might be included. And the third is the structure of the brand itself, the strength or whatever timeless type characteristics you may want to portray through the way the brand is tied together and locked up.
The end goal was to be visually defined as a modern classic. It was important for us to graduate from our old-fashioned or retro feel, but at the same time we had to be careful not to become too modern or contemporary, because that wasn't true to our brand essence.
What we arrived at is a brand that really embodies the best of the heritage, the strength, and the values that this brand has grown to mean to consumers, but give it a new relevance to today so that people would feel like it still was fresh, it still mattered, and it still understood their needs. We think that the brand has a vitality to it that will carry forward a long, long time.
We are excited about our new brand mark. This new package design and brand architecture will serve as the foundation for our growth and innovation for many generations to come.
You know, we're introducing a number of new items here at Farmer John, and the timing of this new brand mark change could not be any better. We'll have a number of exciting new items dressed in a fresh new look.
The Farmer John brand has a 78-year relationship with generations of consumers, and it's our goal at the end of this project to have positioned the brand mark to continue to grow this relationship for years to come.
Thank you, Octomom.